Many Formula 1 fans have been recently shocked by the new problems that face Red Bull Racing and Max Verstappen. I refer to the 2021 budget cap which Red Bull has allegedly overspent on, which could leave the team and Max Verstappen's maiden title in hot water. It's all rather confusing as to what is going to happen, so I've condensed it down into this short video to help unmuddy the waters. But before we begin, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content like this. So the FIA has stated that teams that have breached the budget cap will be dealt with accordingly. This came after news that Red Bull and Aston Martin had exceeded the budget cap in 2021. The budget cap was first introduced in the interest of making Formula 1 a more even playing field and was set at $145 million for each team. However, pre- and post-race accusations at Singapore have flown up and down the paddock and everything has been up in the air since that point. What's going to happen? Will Max lose the title? Will Red Bull be disqualified? So many questions are left unanswered. But this is what we know so far. The penalties which will result are as follows, and are categorised as financial penalty, minor sporting penalty, and material sporting penalty. Now, a minor sporting penalty or a financial one will be issued to a team who have spent over budget but under 5%. This might not seem like a lot, but 5% of $145 million is a whopping $7.25 million, which could easily be used to acquire more wind tunnel time and give you an unfair advantage against rival teams. Minor penalties may also include a public reprimand, a points deduction for both drivers and the constructor, suspension from races in the championship, and reduced spend on testing cost cap for the following year. And more serious material sporting offences can include exclusion and suspension from the championship altogether.
Jump! That's it! You're out of here!
All of the speculation surrounding Red Bull has also raised the question about the development of the car for this season as well, with it being seemingly untouchable the further into the season that we get, with team bosses Mattia Binotto and Toto Wolff saying that Red Bull breaches are an open secret, and that two teams had breached the budget cap, one by a small amount and one by a more significant amount. These comments were also backed up by several separate sources in the paddock. And this is where things become very tense for Red Bull, as breaches in last year could have been put towards developing the 2022 car, which could also further complicate things for this year as well. Which is not what Max Verstappen will be wanting in the back of his mind as he tries to seal the deal for the driver's title in Japan. Which reminds me, do you think Verstappen will wrap up the title fight in Japan? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Whilst Christian Horner is positive that Red Bull did not breach the budget cap, the F1 governing body are yet to give their verdict on the matter, but we should find out before the Japanese Grand Prix. Which leaves us with the final question of how would a penalty be decided? Well, if Red Bull are found to have committed a minor breach, they could enter into an acceptance of the breach with the FIA cost cap administration, meaning that FIA issue a penalty to Red Bull and they would have to then accept it and implement the penalty. And we would also find out about this in the interest of being completely transparent. If, however, Red Bull decide to not agree with the FIA findings or a more serious breach is discovered, the sanctions will be determined by the cost cap adjudication panel. The panel is made up of 6 to 12 judges who will make a decision as to what, if any, penalty is served. And should Red Bull appeal yet again, then the matter will be escalated to the FIA's Court of Appeals. But who knows what would happen at this point, but it would likely take weeks or months for a decision to be finalised. All in all, even condensed down, there is a lot to understand and take in, but hopefully that has given a more clear understanding of the process that Red Bull could be facing. And with that said, that's the video from me today, guys. Thanks for watching, remember to like and subscribe, and until the next time, bye bye.